All right, hello. Welcome. I apologize about the delay, and if this is your first time joining us, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and welcome to Based Homestead Prepper, where we make prepping fun. So on this channel, we talk a lot about the food shortage. We talk about prepping. We do a segment where we take $5 a week and we show you how you can get preps. But more importantly than all of that, I want to try to help you work on your mind, because I believe that when or if something ever goes down, I believe that your mind is going to be the most powerful and most valuable resource, tool that you will ever have. I think your mind is going to be what makes everything work. Okay, so continuing our segment, we had a question from a viewer yesterday, and they were asking, some of the what should be some of the things that you do if something happens, if or when something happens. And we covered that on yesterday. We talked about how you just need to, just take a break. Just, if you believe in praying, pray. If you believe in meditation, meditate. But really, you don't need to do anything up front. You need to just I hate to say take a chill, but really just chill out for a little bit and assess your situation, because it might not be as bad as you think, and it might be worse than you're thinking, off the bat. So take the time and just depress. But I wanted to title this one, "What you do today is going to affect your future." And that's so true, because if you're the type of person, sound like there was a mouse in here. I guess this is the chair. If you're the kind of person that you are constantly seeing the glass half empty, if you're the kind of person that, the sky is falling, and if you've been like that for the last 5 years, then guess what? Your life is probably turned out to be the sky is falling and your glass is filled half empty. If you look at it a different way, you're like, okay, my glass is half full, and instead of my sky is falling, I have things to do and things to look up and look forward to. So, in this video, we're talking about just what are you going to do right now that is going to help yourself and your family and the people you love about and the people you care 5 years from now. Okay, now granted, tomorrow's not promised to any of us. Something could happen and bam, wipe us all off the planet. But let's just say you're here in 5 years. What are you doing? I ask my group this all the time, like, what are you doing right now that your 5 year from now self is going to thank you for? Are you getting educated in different things that you don't know about right now? For example, we're preppers. Are you getting educated in light carpentry? Are you learning how to build? Are you learning how to put together different projects? Like, for example, a greenhouse. That's a great project. What about a shed? Do you know how to build a shed? Because if you know how to build a shed, you can pretty much build a house. Same concept, same principles, just bigger. Okay? So are you learning light carpentry? Are you learning tools? Are you learning how to use things other than power tools? I mean, it's one thing to use and learn power tools. So something totally different to learn hand tools. Are you learning hand tools? Are you gathering hand tools? Are you learning the skills of measuring and cutting? Do you practice measure twice, cut once? Because I'm a witness right now. I can tell you, once it's cut, you can't put it back together. You can always measure, but you can't ever put back together. I don't care what nobody tells you. It's very hard. Once you cut it, and I don't know how many times I have measured something and didn't go back and measure again. I cut it and I had to go back to the store and go buy something else, just because I didn't measure twice and cut once. So are you learning light carpentry? Are you learning plumbing? And then I got a friend of mine whose daughter, the washing machine started flooding, and it flooded to the point where her upstairs ceiling collapsed. Do you know how to shut off valves, simple valves in your house? That's funny, knife collector. I've cut it twice, and it's still too short. Yeah, I've had that happen too. Do you know basic plumbing, like where to turn off valves in your house? If you was to get a leak right now, from your kitchen, would you know how to turn the valve off? Let's say your dishwasher all of a sudden, boom, starts leaking. Would you know how to turn the valve off to shut the water off that goes to your dishwasher? If your kitchen faucet starts to leak right now, would you know where to go and turn the valves off? If something major happened in your house, do you know how to go outside and turn off your water supply? Do you know how to go and open up your water meter and turn it off? If you have gas, do you know how to turn off your gas? All right, prime example, if you're in an earthquake, first thing you should do, once you assess the situation, make sure the houses that didn't fall on you or getting, whatever, go turn your gas off, because it's very likely that the gas lines have broken. As a fire hazard, that's not even a fire hazard, that's an explosive hazard, okay? So do you know how to turn off just simple basic plumbing, like valves? And just so you know, for those that don't know, underneath your kitchen sink, you should have 2 shutoff valves for your kitchen faucet. Same thing for your bathroom. Underneath your bathroom sink, you should have 2 shutoff valves for your bathroom faucet. Next to your toilet, you should have a shutoff valve for your toilet. That is extremely basic. And those are things that everybody, not just preppers, but anybody and everybody should know that. Do you know where your breaker panel is? Do you know how to shut off the power to your house just in case you need to shut it off? Do you know what a breaker panel is? Just in case a breaker gets tripped and you go flip it and boom, your power is restored. Little basic things like that are things that everybody needs to know. So I always encourage folks, learn basic plumbing, learn basic carpentry, learn basic tools. Because if you know the basics, when and if something happens, it makes it easier for you to adapt to what you're doing. All right, so learning those things now, and YouTube is a great resource. You can watch a YouTube video and then practice it and just keep doing it, and boom, you have learned a skill. So what are you doing now that your 5 year from now self is going to thank you for? I'll tell you some of the things that I've done over the last 5 years that my now 5 year older self loves that I've done. I've gotten better skilled at plumbing, at electrical, at carpentry. There's pretty much nothing I cannot fix inside of a home. Okay. I'm trying to think of. That's major right there. I've learned gardening. I appreciate that I have learned how to grow things. Okay. Now I didn't start gardening 5 years ago. I started gardening like 3.5 years ago. So that is another thing that I am thankful now that I have learned, and I'm still learning, because everything that I'm teaching you guys and telling you guys about, they're all skills that take years to master and perfect. And you never really get to perfection. You just get better than you were before. And that's all you can ask of yourself. Every day, get just a little bit better. Get a little bit better. Get a little bit better. Because a little bit over a long period of time means a whole bunch. Okay, remember that. A little bit over a long period of time means a whole bunch. All right, let's catch up on chat. Turn my old retreat from 120 to 12 volts. This is not an option for most people, but having a 12 volt backup system for lights, radio, fan is a good idea. I totally agree with you, sir, and that is very admirable. Extremely proud that you've done that. Good job. Are you learning solar? Are you learning wind power? Are you learning, backup battery power? These are all things that are going to be great skills if something ever happens. The first thing, if something happens and somebody comes to my compound or comes to my property, first thing I'm going to ask them is, what kind of skills do you possess? Can you shoot a rifle? Do you know how to work a AR-15? Can you load and clean a 9mm? Do you know basic gardening? And then I'm gonna quiz them. I'm gonna test them immediately. Okay. You say you know electricity? All right. So what's the first thing that you do when changing out XYZ? If they can't answer the first step, then I know they don't know what they're talking about. Plumbing, same thing. Can you hunt? I build ARSs. You build ARs? Oh, one of your passions. Wow, that's great to know, Night Collector. That is awesome to know. You would be welcome at the retreat. Most definitely, you'd be welcome. I mean, and there's so many things that we don't even think about. Just basic things like basic sewage and plumbing. What are you gonna do with human waste if the grid goes down? How are you going to get and process water if the grid goes down? Do you have knowledge of cleaning water and make it drinkable, other than throwing some tablets in it? Do you know 3 methods of purifying and cleaning water that you would feel comfortable if something happens, treating and making sure you have drinkable water? So start learning skills now. Start learning skills now so that 5 years from now, you'll look back and say, you know what, I am so glad I took this on. I took this challenge on right here. I'm so glad I did this. I'm so glad I did that, because most of us we overestimate what we can do in a short period of time, but we underestimate what we can do over a long period of time. 5 years is pretty much a long period of time when you're learning a skill. So I just want to come in and give you guys a little hit, just some encouragement. Remember tonight at 7:05 p.m. Eastern, we're gonna have Grim Survival. Grim Survival is gonna be right here in the studio with us on Plant-Based Homestead Prepper. So excited about it. That's one of the things taught me in the military, how to dispose of waste. That's a great and awesome skill to have. It's one that a few people have. It's one that is nasty and nobody ever wants to talk about it or do it. Nobody never ever wants to do it. But it's such a vital skill, because not knowing and not properly getting rid of human waste will kill you faster than not having water, you know? That's one of the things that you got to have. You got to have that knowledge of what to do. You even have to have basic knowledge of where to and where not to go pee and poo when you're out camping or when you are in a survival situation. You got to know where to and where not to go pee and poo. You got to know where to and where not to go pee and poo when you have a water drinkable source. So learn those skills now, so that if something happens or when something happens, you have those skills now. All right? So I need you guys to hit the like button. And if you're just now joining and if you have not subscribed, I need you to subscribe. And I need you to hit the bell icon and click all, so that you can get all of the mini posts that we are posting. And I also need you guys to be back tonight at 7:00 p.m. for this awesome interview with Grim Survival. And then we're going to have another amazing interview tomorrow night with Off-Grid Desert Farming with Paul and Adrian. So we are extremely excited here at Plant-Based Homestead Prepper with all of you guys being here, being with us, going through this journey, and we're learning from each other, okay? I want you to understand that on this channel, no one knows it all, and we can all learn from each other. And I really like doing these lives because I like coming in and giving you guys a topic. I like doing the back and forth, because I learned something yesterday. You know, I learned something yesterday about I think they're called tea candles, whatever. I didn't know you could take 8 of those and boil water. I'm like, whoa, that's amazing. Yes, didn't know it produced that much heat. You learned something, and that's what this channel is all about. Learning, but more importantly, acting upon what you're learning. Because it's one thing to know information, it's something totally different to apply the information that you learn and to apply the information that you are learning. So, thank you guys for being here. Come back tonight at 7. Make sure you check out our YouTube partners, okay? We're going to play a few short videos for you right now just to promote some of our channel partners, and stay tuned, okay? Don't go anywhere. Of course, I got to promote my own channel.
Subscribe to our channel.
Subscribe to our channel. Yeah, subscribe to our channel. Say it again.
Subscribe to our channel.
Yes, subscribe. All right, so that is one. Don't go anywhere, y'all. Y'all stay tuned. Here's Grim right here.
Welcome to Plant-Based Homestead Prepper. I am Grim from Grim Survival, where we talk about SHTF scenarios, food shortages, things I see while driving this thing, and solar minimums, among many other things. But back to your regular scheduled program. Cue the intro.
Hey, Knife Collector, what branch of service were you in? And thank you for your service, sir.
Hi, I'm Christina, and you are watching Plant-Based Homestead Prepper. Subscribe.
Okay, that's Christine. You guys go check her out. Let's see what else. Who else? Gotta put my honey in there somewhere. There we go. That's Jenny Pooh.
Hey guys, it's Jennifer from Heartseek Warriors Forum. I hope you're enjoying all of the edutainment that you're getting right here on Plant-Based Homestead Prepper with my honey, Roderick Chappelle. When you're done, pop over to my channel where we'll be discussing the extraordinary stories of ordinary people. For now, cue the intro.
All right, hoorah, Leatherneck. 75 through 79. Thank you so much for your service. And gosh, you were in when I was just being born, so I appreciate the service. You were in when my uncle was in. He did several tours over in Vietnam, so I ultimately admire Marines because I served with plenty of them, and I was one of the Navy guys that the Marine Corps guys actually accepted. So yeah, I know some of the jargon. Okay. All right, let's see who else. I keep forgetting to upload 6 Acres. I'm going to have to upload her video back into the rotation. But you know, you guys just go check out 6 Acres' channel as well, and do what this little girl says right here. Okay.
Subscribe to our channel.
Subscribe to our channel. Yes, subscribe to our channel. Say it again.
Subscribe to our channel.
Yes, subscribe.
All right, you know, ironically, Knife Collector, today is, I'm at church right now. I just stepped out so I could talk to you guys, take a break, and then I'm going back. But ironically, today is our Military Appreciation Day. So, in honor of Military Appreciation, thank you, sir. Need to create a channel on mines. You do not get censored there. You need to create a channel on. Okay, is that another platform? Is Minds another platform? I've never heard of Minds. Explain to me what that is, please, if you don't mind. And guys, you can also go and check out more of our content. I will post that in the description below. We also have a Discord chat room. And if you're on Facebook, you can go to Plant-Based Homestead Prepper on Facebook and join our group. I don't think it's a group. Like our page, that's it. Yes, and you can link YouTube to it. Okay, I will check that out. Cool, brother. All right, thank you so much, ladies and gents. And you can look forward to another video. I may do another video because we got some things to celebrate about. Simply because we've hit some more milestones in the last 48 hours that I hadn't even told you guys about. Kind of like Facebook, but more freedom. Yes, we need freedom. All right, thank you guys. We will see you guys. If nothing else, we will see you at 7 o'clock p.m. right here. Be here or be somewhere else. See y'all later. Take care.